Have you ever had that feeling, that real lasting change is just kind of out of reach? We get this idea in our heads that transformation has to be this huge, dramatic event. But what if I told you it's actually way simpler than that? Today, we're going to dive into how the most profound changes are really just built from the small things we do consistently every single day.
Okay, let's just sit with that for a second. That's not just a nice fluffy quote, it's the absolute truth. The power to create massive change in your life isn't something you have to go out and find, it's something you already have, right now. And this is the key. This is the big mindset shift. Transformation isn't something that just happens to you if you get lucky. Nope, it's something you actively build, day by day, piece by piece. It's about becoming the architect of the life you want, one small habit at a time. Now, what's so wild about this is that the habits we're about to talk about, they might seem tiny on their own, almost insignificant, but the real power is in the consistency. When you practice them every day, they stack up, and that's what creates that huge, incredible shift in who you become. So, where do we even begin with all this? Well, like with any strong structure, we start by building a solid foundation. This first part is all about locking in your self-worth and learning how to protect your most valuable assets, your energy and your peace of mind. So how do we build this foundation? We're going to focus on 3 core habits: putting yourself first, without the guilt, setting really clear boundaries to protect your energy, and of course, making your mental health an absolute non-negotiable. All right, our first habit is a total game changer, and it's something I think so many of us struggle with. It's all about giving yourself permission to put your own needs on the to-do list, and to do it without that immediate sinking feeling of guilt. This right here is the belief you have to internalize. Self-care isn't selfish, it's essential. It's just smart. Think about it. You can't pour from an empty cup. When you actually take the time to recharge your own batteries, you show up as a better, more present version of yourself for everyone and everything else in your life. And once you start valuing yourself, habit number 3 just becomes the next logical step. It's such a critical tool for self-preservation. Setting boundaries. And hey, this isn't about pushing people away. It's about defining how you want to be treated and protecting your own well-being.
So what are boundaries, really? Just think of them as the rules of engagement for your life. They're the lines you draw to protect your peace. It's learning the simple, but incredibly powerful, art of saying no to things that drain you, without feeling like you owe anyone a 5-page essay explaining why. Your peace is absolutely worth protecting.
And the final piece of our foundation is habit number 9. Treating your mental health with the same urgency and importance as your physical health. This means recognizing when you're hitting your limit, giving yourself permission to actually rest, and knowing deep down that it is a sign of incredible strength, not weakness, to ask for help when you need it. Okay, so our foundation is in place. Now we get to move inward. This next set of habits is all about mastering your internal world. The thoughts you think, the stories you tell yourself, and the energy you surround yourself with. In this part, we're going to explore the incredible power of your own inner voice, a super simple practice that can literally rewire your brain for positivity, and the massive impact of the company you choose to keep. Which brings us to habit number 2. I want you to think about that voice inside your head for a second. Is that voice a friend, or is it your biggest critic? Because the way you talk to yourself directly shapes your confidence and your entire reality. This habit is all about consciously choosing to be your own biggest cheerleader. And look at this. The contrast is so clear, isn't it? We can let our inner dialogue be our harshest judge, constantly pointing out every little flaw. Or we can train it to be our biggest supporter, offering encouragement and grace when we need it most. Seriously, which one do you think builds a more confident, resilient person? And now for habit number 8. This one is so simple it's almost deceptive, but wow, is it powerful. Practicing gratitude literally shifts your brain's focus. So instead of constantly scanning your life for what's wrong or what's missing, you start training yourself to actively look for what's good, for what you already have. And you know what? Even acknowledging the smallest good things totally counts. Building on that positive focus, habit number 6 is about your environment. You've heard that saying, right? That you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with? Well, it's not an exaggeration. Your circle directly shapes your mindset. So you have to be intentional. Who are you giving your time and energy to? Choose people who lift you up, who believe in your growth, and who make you feel amazing just for being you. Okay, so we've built our foundation, and we've started working on our mindset. Now for the final part, taking proactive, intentional action to actually design the life you want to live. This is where we stop just reacting to life and start becoming the architect of our own growth.
And to become that architect, we're going to focus on 3 final habits. Always embracing curiosity, taking deliberate control of your time, and nurturing that core belief that you are 100% capable of change.
Habit number 4 is all about stoking your curiosity. A woman who keeps learning never ever feels stuck for long. It doesn't matter if it's reading a book, learning a new skill, or just getting curious about a new topic. That continuous growth keeps your mind sharp and your confidence buzzing. It is the ultimate antidote to feeling stagnant.
And that leads so perfectly into habit number 7, because, well, growth requires focus. Your time is your most precious, non-renewable resource, and this habit is all about treating it that way. When you plan your day, when you focus on what truly matters, and you stop overcommitting to everything, you send a powerful message to yourself and to the world: my time is valuable.
And this brings us to maybe the most important idea of all. This whole journey isn't about having a perfect color-coded plan. Real confidence isn't born from having all the answers. It's built by trusting yourself enough to just take the next step, even when you can't see the whole staircase. It's always about consistency over certainty. So, we've walked through all these powerful habits, but I want you to remember, this isn't the finish line, not even close. Think of this as the starting block. Your real journey of transformation begins the moment you decide to actually take action. And hey, starting does not have to be this big, overwhelming thing. The process is so simple. Step 1, just pick one habit, whichever one resonated with you the most today. Step 2, let go of being perfect and just focus on making a little bit of progress. And step 3, the most important part of all, just keep showing up for yourself, day after day. So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. Looking at everything we've covered, from setting boundaries to practicing gratitude to being kind to yourself, which one single habit are you going to commit to starting today? The choice is yours, and all the power you need is in that very first step.